And now we can read something today. So yeah, we can finally finish the Gallant Rogue. Reason being, we're gonna need to return this to the library very soon. Yeah, the tobacco pipe is so iconic to Goemon that it became his main weapon in the Mystical Ninja starring Goemon games. Yeah, I've always described that game as like a game I never played as a kid, but I wish I did, because they pretty much, I mean, I think there was a little bit of censorship in the localization, but they kept basically all of the Japanese weirdness in that game. Like, it's a very, very unique game, I'll just say. I definitely recommend looking into it. I know that the Goemon is like a whole series, but the one that I'm referring to is Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, which I saw on a stream once for N64. It's got some pretty good music too. I used it in Yusuke's bio. Maybe you should talk to Kasumi. She has solutions for that. Fruity. Okay, a diner that increases your charm. I believe, yeah, that the diner does kind of rotate out its menu across the year, and this is good for raising charm, which, let's just say, you might actually want to have charm soon. Water's fine. Well, I mean, you know, it sounds better than just drinking coffee every day to raise charm, like a certain someone did back in Persona 3.
Good morning.
Ah, those were the days. Oh, hi there. Speaking of charm, you're totally not who we need that for, by the way. Actually, yes, she is. You'll find out in, like, pretty shortly, because we're actually starting a Confidant today.
Well, shall we begin?
After talking about the Three Kingdoms, like, I feel like the Three Kingdoms period is something that I probably should research more into. I know it's really big in Japan. I knew some people back in university who were very into the romance of the Three Kingdoms story, and I know that it's a big part of Dynasty Warriors, which I'm not really into personally. The strategists who support them, yes, like Pan, who the DLC kind of retconned into being a member of those who slither in the dark for reasons that I'm personally not a big fan of. But anyway, yeah, so this guy right here, I know that name. I think he is a very popular character in the Dynasty Warriors games. Was he the one that, like, because I know that, like, this person at university was talking to me about Romance of the Three Kingdoms. They mentioned that the tactician had this title, and I looked at the kanji and I was like, oh, that's exactly the Grandmaster class in Fire Emblem Awakening. So I think that the Japanese name of the Grandmaster class was actually based on this person from Romance of the Three Kingdoms, maybe? But yes, in this case, it would be Barbarian's Head, which you would have a very big surplus of in the early days of a Fire Emblem game. I mean, that's a pretty nice piece of trivia. It reminds me of the story of Hariti, a persona we'll be seeing later, who used to eat babies but now eats pomegranates.
Yep.
A strategist who also cooks. That sounds like a pretty decent idea for a Fire Emblem character, now that I think about it. I mean, Robin made, like, soup, and the only one who liked it was Pan because her tastes are weird. And I only know that because I'm still a pretty major Robin and Pan shipper. That's still my favorite pairing for Robin and Awakening. Male Robin, at least. Though I do like Tiki as well. But okay, we actually have quite a few things on our agenda before we spend time with Makoto today. We're going to go to, first, not the student council room, the library. Or Toshokan as it is in Japanese, and I always love that word. Because today we're actually going to be not going to the books, we need to go to the reception desk, and we need to return the Gallant Rogue. Because now we can borrow. Yep, Speed Reader is available.
Here.
And now the guide is telling me to go into Shibuya and buy every book. So about Speed Reader. Speed Reader is a very interesting book because in the original Persona 5, you didn't get this book until you pretty much didn't need it anymore. So how it worked was that Speed Reader in the original game was locked behind like 3 other books that all required 3 sessions to finish. So like I said, by the time you got it, you really didn't need it anymore. But in Royal it's available much earlier and you have much more of a chance to really benefit from it. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up my result here. Yep, I made a loss, oh well. I just wanted to do it just in case I could make a profit. But here's the thing, Summer Mammoth Lottery. Now, the guide that I'm following encourages you to buy a Summer Mammoth Lottery ticket. The reason for this is that in the Summer Lottery, you are actually guaranteed to at least make a profit. I'll show you the full prizes on screen now, but even the smallest prize will make you a profit on this one. It does take a while for the result to come in, but it's definitely worth it once it does. Also, hi there, Sun God Colt. Well, that guy's finally talking back to his extremely deluded boss, but okay then, with that all done, we don't actually need a Priestess persona yet, because it's only rank 1.
Hey.
But let's do this.
Do you have a minute?
So yeah, you actually do need, I believe it's like level 3 knowledge for this. At least it's nowhere near as bad as Mitsuru in Persona 3, where you had to have first place in at least 1 exam and max knowledge. Or academics in that game.
Thank you very much.
Oh right, Courtyard, I forgot to buy the drinks there.
I'd like to talk to you about something. Do you have a moment?
If you let me buy drinks first, then yes.
Up until now, I've been the quintessential honor student. I believe I've been handling my position as student council president with ease as well. And I don't mean that in a boasting way, that's simply how I've thought about it.
You know, I see student council presidents in a lot of Japanese media. What do they actually do? I never really considered, like, exactly what it is they do.
But in the end, I was unable to make any kind of impact with either Suzui-san or Kanashiro. Turns out there's no use for a rule-abiding honor student when things get rough. Now that I'm a member of this team, I want to do everything I can to help you all. All my studying up to this point has kept me quite narrow-minded.
So yeah, Makoto is basically very book smart but not street smart, or as D&D types would say, high intelligence, low wisdom.
I think I will need to broaden my horizons somewhat. My first step will be to learn more about the other students, but I struggle with that. There seems to be a disparity between my tastes and those of my peers.
Ah, that's true for a lot of people, don't worry about that.
Really? I hope you're right. But I don't even know where people like to go for fun. It would be nice to have a grasp of such concepts. Plus, the student council must be responsible for understanding the student body they serve, right? I don't mean that in a surveillance way, I just want to know them as people.
Yeah, that's good, because you kind of failed pretty badly at surveillance earlier.
I may be a phantom thief, but that's no excuse for me to start ignoring my presidential duties.
I may be a phantom thief, but I'm also a president!
Now, back to the topic at hand. Where do people usually go for fun?
A lot of places, really. But, you know, I guess some people go to the arcade.
I often hear people talking about going to the arcade.
And not just for the drinks.
To be perfectly honest, I've never been to one myself. Do you think you could take me? I'm not sure if it'll broaden my horizons per se, but simply studying won't get me anywhere. Thank goodness. I think I would have been totally lost in there had I gone by myself.
I'm sure that, like, all the students who were there would be going, quiet, it's the honor student.
Well, let's get going.
The president is here, look busy.
So this is where everyone comes to enjoy themselves.
Oh, hey, it's that one who is talking to kind faculty member all the time.
There are more girls here than I expected. Hey, over there! You play by aiming the gun at the screen, right? That actually seems somewhat realistic.
Yeah, I've never really been good at these kind of games.
If it's okay with you, do you think you could teach me? I did it! No way! Ah! Oh, so this is how it is.
Oh yeah, forgot to tell you, that was actually set on the maximum difficulty. Probably should have changed that.
Of course, that was just a game, but I wonder if I could apply some of the techniques I learned here during battle. Perhaps going somewhere I don't normally frequent is what helped me come up with that idea. You know, it may only be a little bit, but I think I'm starting to understand how people pass time. Interesting. I would have never even thought about coming here before. Hey, do you think you could help me out again later? I might be able to give the team more ideas if I can gain increased knowledge outside of my studies. I need to live up to your expectations now that I've taken up your time. Perhaps it won't be immediately, but I'm sure I can be of use.
Well, Saya's really not gonna like this one.
There must have been people who obstructed your actions as the Phantom Thieves. You managed to overcome them because you had someone who specialized in analyzing enemies. Isn't that right?
I am thou, thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the Priestess persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
All right.
As shown by a class question and the in-game card itself if you speak French, the Priestess Arcana was originally the Popess, and was based directly off the legend of Pope Joan, Makoto's persona. The Priestess Arcana follows the Magician, and while that card was the link between the mortal and divine realms, the Priestess lies more in the divine one, and so represents divine knowledge, along with intuition and the subconscious mind. Reversed though, it can represent keeping secrets, withdrawal, silence, and being disconnected from your intuition, which definitely applied to Makoto before she joined the Phantom Thieves. Mythologically, personas of this arcana fall into two categories. They're either servants or attendants to humanity or other deities, or they're powerful gods of wisdom themselves. Gameplay-wise, they lean firmly towards healing and buffing skills. If they do have any offensive skills, they're likely to be ice and bless attacks. The Priestess Confidant is Makoto Nijima, a party member, first available after defeating Kaneshiro in his boss fight. This Confidant is fairly simple, but as you'd expect from her, her schedule isn't very open. Even starting this requires level 3 knowledge, but the biggest hurdle is that rank 6 requires maxed charm. Charm can be a difficult stat to raise in this game, so I'd recommend taking every opportunity to rank it up if you plan on advancing this Confidant. It's easy to get a matching persona for this one, and Makoto likes a lot of gifts, so not too hard to rank up once you have the stat requirements. Being a party confidant, Makoto has the usual complement of abilities, but what about her unique ones? Well, this is where we have an issue. In my opinion, Makoto may have the weakest unique abilities of any party member confidant. At rank 1, you get Shadow Calculus, which lets you see some skills and item drops on the enemy analysis screen. This won't reveal the skill sets of bosses and mini-bosses, who are the ones you'd really want to know the skills of, and the item drops are generally inferior to what you could get through negotiation, but there are a couple of later enemies that drop very good items for crafting, so I guess this helps pinpoint which those are. And her other one comes at rank 7, Shadow Factorization, which weirdly is the only one that carries over to New Game Plus. Once you have this ability, your cursor will show an X if you highlight an enemy that nulls, repels, or drains the element that you're about to use on them. This was a Navigator ability in Persona 4. Now, this ability would be great if it weren't for the fact that it only works if you already know the enemy's affinities. So rather than giving any new information, it's just a convenience thing so you know that you're not about to smack yourself in the face without having to review the enemy's analysis screen. I suppose you can combo with Akechi's Confidant abilities in Royal, but only if you get lucky. So in summary, Makoto's Confidant abilities are not the best.
By the way, you went to the red light district when you were chasing after Kaneshiro, right? I'd like to go there as well. No, not for my own purposes.
Oh yeah, of course.
To tell you the truth, I recently got a report that one of our students was spotted there. I'm skeptical, but I'd like to confirm firsthand for myself. Well, it's getting late. Let's go home.
Yeah, I wonder if she was just only going there to get directions on how to get away from there.
Thank you.
That is still like, it's just like, I quote that all the time, but that is still one of my favorite Simpsons quotes. It just really sums up so well the attitude of a lot of people who are actually in those kind of places when they get caught.
Yes.
So yeah, we don't actually get the whole give me your number sequence
Alright
because she
then.
already had it. So yeah, since I've now kind of spoiled that this is going to be the romance that I'm going for, I'll just say something. So I didn't say this back during the whole investigation story arc, mostly because I feel like sometimes people gushing about their preferred ships can get a little annoying if you don't ship the ship that they're into. Sugar Xenoblade playthroughs. So I specifically avoided it, but I'll just say here, as someone who ships Joker and Makoto, I kind of headcanon that a whole sequence where she went to Sojiroh just to get Ren's number so she could call him and apologize. Oh, speaking of things that I ship, I'll come back to that in a moment. That whole sequence was basically the moment where Makoto realizes, wait a minute, why did I do that? Oh crap, I have a crush on the guy I'm tailing. But yeah, Rise Kujikawa finally mentioning her by name. And this line about, I mean, I don't like the whole sex appeal thing, given that she struggled with that back in Persona 4, but since she hit 20, so yeah, this is kind of what some people have used to figure out where, like when this game is set in like the timeline, but it is definitely set in 2016. So it's like about I think 5 years after Persona 4. I forget if Rise had her birthday during the timeline of Persona 4 or not. I know that she's like 15 at least at the start of P4, but I forget if she's 16 by the end of it. But yeah, this is definitely a few years after Persona 4. Because the gap between Persona 4 and 3 was only 2 years in terms of chronology. Oh yeah, Shibuya's about to get less dangerous, don't worry. But yeah, we're going to be talking to Kawakami tonight. It's very, very important that we do. In particular, rank 8, it is best if you do this before a school day. And yep, Saturdays are school days in Japan, well, at least in this universe. I know that they did change it in some places, but they may have changed it back, I'm not sure. But anyway, yes, in-game, do rank 8 before a school day. It's important. I mean, honestly, quitting this maid service is probably a good thing. Unless it's that. I think most of these actually give high amounts of points. Oh yeah, not a lot of points required at all to reach the next rank in this one. You're the only good teacher at Shujin right now. If you leave, the place is completely screwed. Okay, I will mention one thing I like about the song is there are actually bits of Beneath the Mask in it if you listen closely. Rumors and labels, huh? Well, yeah, we've dealt with that a lot.
You're right.
Oh, that was a great turnaround in just one scene. I mean, yeah, there's nothing really against us being a teacher in certain ways.
All right.
I believe that's our highest Confidant rank right now. Oh yeah, I suppose you always saw us as another Takase. Well,
Thanks.
hopefully this goes well.
Good night.
And at least she's not coughing or sighing after saying goodbye. So much for being a man. Yeah, this is kind of a strong statement, but it's apparently the one that gives the most points. I mean, she does give out a lot of wisdom too. And so, the next day, we've got a few important things going on.
Hi, everyone.
It's that voice clip. I don't know why I love this. I just love this voice clip so much.
Well...
I also love the, well...
What's going on?
So yeah, Kawakami is still coming in clutch for us. I don't know where that expression originated or why. But okay then. Yes, we're gonna read because we only need one session to read Speed Reader, and that's gonna pretty much pay for itself multiple times over. I kind of wish I could speed read. I may have said that back in Persona 4 when we got the speed reading book there.
Alright.
So yeah, now you cover 2 bookmarks worth of material every time you spend a session reading. So that means that you can read 2 bookmark books in 1
Damn it.
time slot.
Yep.
And ones with 3 bookmarks in 2. We don't have any 3 bookmark books yet. I'll feel pretty stupid if that turns out to be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we don't have any 3 bookmark books yet. However, at lunchtime, this event right here always happens the next school day after getting Kawakami to rank 8. This is important because if you get her to rank 8 during a school holiday or summer vacation or the like, or during a segment of plot where you don't go to school for a while, you will be screwed out of completing this confidant for a while.
Sorry. What?
Of course, this music immediately tells me that this isn't going to go well. It also tells me that also great response, that this video is going to get partially demonetized, because for some reason this song called Desire is copyright claimed by Content ID. I don't know why this song of all things.
You know...
I like how it's actually Kawakami herself who's the one who stands up to them. It's not something that we have to do for her in this case. So, like, we gave her the confidence to do it. Yeah, so this thing, the whole maid thing is not, like, exactly like sex work. It's sort of more of a platonic thing, but I mean, I guess they see it that way. And it does have that side business. Let me guess, you're just gonna use that to say, oh, she's ruined forever, she shouldn't be a teacher anymore. Ugh. So yeah, that ended pretty badly. About that, I think this is actually our first instance of this happening. So when I mentioned Memento's missions being involved in some of the Confidants, this is what that is. Some of them have trouble with people that the Phantom Thieves might be able to help with. I do like how they integrate the whole Phantom Thieves change of heart into the plots of the Confidants themselves. So Toshio and Hiromi.
I'm sorry.
It's kind of interesting. It's almost as if she already suspects that we're connected to them. I mean, she would, given the whole Kamoshida incident. It's a good thing she hasn't told the principal about her or anything. I'm sure she wouldn't. And there we go, Kawakami's Memento's request. Its name is a pun, but it's one I can definitely get behind. Very rare example of that.
Hey!
Oh yeah, we'll tell them all about those targets next time we get there, which is going to be pretty soon. But, for the time being, we're actually going to be seeing Yusuke today. Oh, hey, going to the underground walkway takes you right in front of him. This actually isn't the reason I came here. I wanted to check in with the homeless guy again, because I wonder if he's saying something interesting about the calling card. Okay, well, hopefully they don't target you or anything. Hang on a second, before we spend time with Yusuke, I need to remember I have to return Speed Reader because we've
Thank you.
read it in one day,
What would
very
you like?
aptly named. And with that, we're going to borrow Zoro the Outlaw. Yeah, we need a little bit more kindness, I guess.
Here.
Oh yeah, we also have the Illusory Popes, that's for Johanna. Yeah, Underground Walkway is now marked as who should I spend my time with, because it pretty much takes you right to Yusuke. But speaking of Yusuke...
By the way,
Unfortunately, we are not going to get the Y voice clip here. He's still kind of surprised they're even spending time with him, though. Oh, hey, there's a Chagall there, 105 Men's. I just realized there's the Chagall down there, which is the name of the cafe in the earlier Persona games where you would raise your charm, or in Persona 4, get skill cards. Now, is this what I think it is?
I'm in your debt.
Yes it is, okay, yes, this is, okay, this is one of the reasons why Yusuke has one of my favorite confidants in this game. This rank up is pretty good. I think that Yusuke's, why are we in a boat? I think that Yusuke, funnily enough, this is actually the best option here.
What?
I mean, I think it's technically possible to be dating An by this point. Not really Makoto, but probably An. I guess maybe even Takemi at this point, too? Oh wow, if Joker did have a girlfriend, Yusuke would be wanting to draw both of them together a lot, wouldn't he? But yeah, Yusuke's Confidant, I find, has a great balance of comedy and character developments. Well, it's a good thing you decided to draw that here and not in a more intimate setting, let's just say. I mean, I'm sure that it would be pretty easy to rock that boat while drawing, so... He has a pretty good job, and I'm sorry that I talked over the Yusuke laugh there. Well, if that's the case, you probably should ask these people for permission. Because, yeah, making a drawing of them, you know, public in an art museum, that could be an issue.
Hey.
That's not exactly the best way to ask for permission, though.
Yes.
Yep. Oops.
How could this be?
I just think the timing of that generic voice clip is great. How could this be? But yeah, you know, love isn't always just romantic.
I see.
Though I really hope this doesn't cause Yusuke to get into, like, incest manga or anything like that. We don't need any more of that out there, please. Still, yeah, I do like this rank up. Oh, we have Yusuke's negotiation enhancer. I know it's a pretty common joke that someone sees people and assumes they're a couple, and then it's like, dude, that's my sister. But I think this is one of the funniest instances of that trope that I've seen personally. Except for the one that's at a real football stadium where the kiss cam came on and then they hold up a sign that said "My sister." But, well, love comes in all forms, as they say. Now they're getting shipped.
Let us return home.
This actually kind of leads to something, and
See you.
I feel like some people will probably get mad at me if I say this. Like, I know there are some people who think that, you know, Yusuke should have been a romance option, but, like, I personally... And this is really weird, like, I don't... I hope people don't get too mad at me for saying this, but, like, I feel like him being a romance option would have been too stereotypical. Like, I can see it working for Akechi, maybe, but I don't know, I just feel like, again, Yusuke would have been too stereotypical. It's kind of like why I found it kind of, like, annoying that Yuri was the same-sex option for the Ash and Wolves DLC. When that first came out, I was, like, looking at them, and I misread that and thought that Balthus was the same-sex option, and when I saw that, I was like, huh, I'm actually glad for that, because at least there's variety. But, no, they made the Bishonen one the option. But anyway, I think, honestly, Yuri's fine in Three Houses, but I don't know, I just feel like, anyway, don't get discouraged as the option here. Like, if there's variety in straight romances and in female-female romances, there should be variety in male-male romance options as well. But yeah, also, yeah, apologies to anyone who genuinely does ship Joker and Yusuke. I don't mean any offense by it.
What did you say?
Yeah, it does kind of suck when it's this humid, but tonight we're doing something that we probably don't want to do, but we have to do it anyway. Oh, money. How I knew you briefly. Like Yusuke said, all loves must come to an end. This is the time of partings now. Because we have to do this. We must do this for the sake of the Confidants. We have to spend 100,000 yen on a complete scam religion. Yeah. But at least we got an accessory out of it, right? I need to go and sell my Kanashiro's Palace Looted Untouchable after this, just so that my wallet can feel better. Charged with a happiness aura, yeah, of course.
Well then.
The thing is, these kinds of scams are actually very real, and there are a lot of people who've fallen for them, which is part of why this also, yeah, frustrates me, that you kind of have to in order to progress, but it is for a good cause. Considering that the game outright spoils that she's a confidant, we know that we're going to help her get better, but for now, we unfortunately have to encourage her. Oh, what? Like, have you finally started to get squashed by the energy drinks in there?
Hey.
For real?
I love how overdramatic it is that they play, like, the early Kamoshida's Palace theme here. They're like the tension theme.
Whoa!
It's salt. Of course, this is just something that really only the localization could have done. I don't think there's an equivalent expression in Japanese. There was actually a failure dialogue in Investigation 2 that I wish I translated as salty, but I didn't actually know the expression salty back then. Yep, it's a scam. Of course, it was a giant scam. It had all the red flags that the sense of urgency, the oh no, you'll die if you don't do this.
No way.
Yep. Well, I mean, this is good to figure out for the Phantom Thieves because we were already crushing one scam organization. I guess we can go after another now.